Hello everyone, my name is David Roach. I'm a Senior Partner Solutions Architect with Amazon Web Services, and I'm joined today by Sherry.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherry Yu from SUSE, focusing on solutions around business critical Linux.
And today this is the third video covering SUSE Liberty Linux on Amazon Web Services. In the first video we discussed the CentOS 7 end of life, which is June 30th, or was June 30th, 2024, and some of the issues that it created for customers using it, which is no security fixes and end of community support. In the second video, we actually discussed the different tiers of SUSE Liberty Linux and the 4 different offerings that customers can choose from. In this video, we are going to cover the implementation using RMT, which is the repository mirroring tool that SUSE offers. Looking at this diagram, before I turn it over to you, Sherry, we are assuming these are CentOS 7 instances that are connected to CentOS 7 CentOS 7 repos, which are no longer receiving security fixes. So how does SUSE Liberty Linux address this issue?
So as discussed in the previous video, the SUSE Liberty Linux is an in-place conversion. It means that during the registration process, it's going to disconnect the existing connection to the CentOS repos and establish a new connection to the Liberty repos. The repos are hosted on the local RMT server, which is connected to the SUSE Customer Center SCC in order to receive patches and updates. Okay,
and is it safe to say that the SUSE Customer Center is an internet? It's out
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a service on the internet. So in pointing this out, the SUSE Liberty repo server, the RMT server, will need to have a connection to the internet to connect to SUSE Customer Center. What does that server look like? Looking at item number 1, when we install and configure RMT, what type of size are we looking at?
It's a very lightweight server. You can launch a small EC2 instance. The minimal requirement is 2 virtual CPUs and 2 GB RAM. What you want to be careful with is the disk space, because the RMT holds all the repos, and you want to have enough disk space. So for example, the CentOS 7 LTSS requires minimal 600 GB disk space. So that's the number one important thing you want to be careful with RMT server. And once the local RMT server is up and running, you can register all the CentOS 7 instances with the RMT. The registration process is going to make some changes on the CentOS 7 instances. So after the registration, it's no longer CentOS 7 instance. It becomes a Liberty Linux instance. And if you check the OS release file, you will see it's a Liberty Linux instance. Okay. And also the RMP packages would have the signature of Liberty instead of CentOS. But because of the binary compatibility that the Liberty guarantees, the applications will continue functioning without any issue. After the validation, you move into day 2 operations, and you will continue receiving updates and the patches from the Liberty repos. And if you have basic and higher subscription, you can call SUSE for support if issue arises.
Okay. For customers that want to do an additional validation other than looking at the OS release name, does SUSE offer any command line tools that allow you to validate? Explain, please.
It's SUSE Connect command tool.
Okay, SUSE Connect, it's a common command used for a lot of SUSE products. Well, thank you, Sherry. And just to kind of summarize, if you are deploying or implementing SUSE Liberty Linux using RMT, you will have CentOS systems that are converted to SUSE Liberty Linux. They're no longer pointed to the CentOS repos, the repository server, and they are connected to a Amazon EC2 instance, which is running RMT and connected to SUSE Customer Center.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.